Hello and welcome to another one of our Photoshop tutorials. Today we're going to be going over how to add an image inside your text. Let's get started. The first thing you'll do is create a new document 2400 by 1163 pixels. Now we have a background layer white here, and I want to change this color to an orange type of color. So we'll go into our color picker and we're going to type in F as in Frank 26629. Click OK. Now that we have our foreground color selected and we're on our background layer, we can press Alt and backspace to fill. The next thing you'll do is we're going to be working with the font called Bevan. Is B-E-V-A-N. If you do not have the font, there'll be a link in the description to download. I'll bring up my first letter. We're typing our text at 600 points. So be sure to have your text at 600 points and just type in your background. I have the layers already set up. We want MVP, and each letter is going to have its own separate layer. The next thing we'll do is bring up the images that we'll be working with today. There's going to be a link provided in the description for download. We're going to be using these three images of Russell Westbrook, this year's league MVP. And I'm going to take my first image and I'm going to place it above the text layer M. As soon as I place it above my text layer, I'm going to hold the Alt key and hover between the layers until you see this little icon pop up. That means you want to clip this top layer to the layer below it, and when you clip it, this is the effect that'll take place. So now you've placed your image within that text, and we'll do the same for the next two. I'll take Westbrook number 2, place it above the V, and the same thing, I'll hold the Alt key, and while I'm hovering between the layers, I see my little icon, and I'll be able to click once to clip the image within the text. I'll take Westbrook number 3, bring it above the letter P, and while holding Alt, click once, and there you go. The next thing we'll do is move our images into place here. So I'll select Westbrook number 1 and just move them into place. Get rid of this notification here. I'll take Westbrook number 1, move them into place. You can position them wherever you feel comfortable, whatever works for you. But I'm going to leave mine here. We'll go to Westbrook number 2. I'm going to move this over to the right a bit so that I see the Spalding at the bottom of the layer here. And then I'll select Westbrook number 3 and move them down a bit. There you go. The next thing we'll do is, being that this the color blue here on his jersey, I want something to offset this color on the left side here. So to do that, I'm going to select my pen tool, click in the corner once, and I'm going to drag down to right about here. Click here, one more up top. Now using my direct selection tool, I'm going to select this anchor point and make sure it's aligned with the corner here. Using your direct selection tool, you need to make sure that you click once on the anchor point, otherwise it'll move the complete path. So being that I just want to move this particular anchor point, I click once so that you see a solid color on this anchor point versus this anchor point which is hollowed out. So I'll select this anchor point. Being that it's a solid color, I know this is the only anchor point that will be moving, and just align it with the corner there. The next thing I'll do is create a new layer right above my background layer. I'm going to right click on my path and select Make Selection. The feather radius will be set as 0. Click OK. Now that I have my selection available and I'm on my new layer, we're going to select a color 1B5CC4, and that gives us this nice blue color, which will match Russell Westbrook's jersey. So I'll select OK, and then I'll press Alt and backspace to fill. Control D to get rid of my selection. And now we have something that forces our viewers to focus on the center here, where it says MVP. The next thing I'll do is use my type tool. We're going to be using the font Nexa Bold, but you can use whichever font works for you. And being that this is set, these the letters MVP are set at a really large point, we're going to have to click somewhere that's not too close to the letters MVP. So I'll click up here, and I'm going to type Russell all caps. I'm going to keep them all caps. What? Russell Westbrook. There we go. I'm going to change the color to white in my characters panel. And to make sure that the text Russell Westbrook is centered, I'm going to press Control A, and then my alignment tools are available now, and I'm going to align my horizontal centers. There you go. And I'll do the same for my text layers and images. So I'll select them all. As a matter of fact, I have them set up in a group here, so it's best to set them in a group as opposed to selecting each individual layer, because if you select each individual layer, then they'll overlap each other. So you set them up in a group so that you have a folder like this here, and now you can hit Align Horizontal Centers, which they're already in the center now. So I'll press Control D to get rid of my selection. And there you go. You created this dynamic image and text design. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to click on the subscribe button. If you have any tutorials in mind that you'd like us to upload, please let us know in the comments below. And please be sure to click on that like button. We will greatly appreciate it. Until next time.